आपके फोन्स अपग्रेड हो गए हैं, इंडिया भी अपग्रेड हो रहा है, लेकिन इंडिया का क्रेडिट रेटिंग अपग्रेड क्यों नहीं हो रहा?
They are more than adequate to get a credit rating upgrade.
This was India's chief economic advisor V. Ananta Nageshwaran talking about India's credit upgrade. Let us understand this whole thing. जैसे हम सबका एक सिबिल स्कोर होता है, where higher score मतलब good credit worthiness, वैसे ही countries का भी एक रेटिंग होता है. S&P, Moody's, Fitch are the main credit rating agencies worldwide. Generally, the bifurcation is A, B, C and D categories. A मतलब सबसे बेस्ट, D मतलब सबसे वर्स्ट क्रेडिट वर्दीनेस. उसमें भी सब कैटेगरीज होती हैं, जैसे ट्रिपल ए, which is considered most prime investment category. Most developed countries have AAA rating. It is followed by AA, A, BBB, BB, B, and so on and so forth. Moody's rating agency follows a slightly different pattern. Triple A, double A1, double A2, double A3, A1, A2, A3, BAA1, BAA2, etc. So, BBB यानी कि triple B and above is considered investment grade. उसके नीचे it is called speculative grade. C is a complete no-no and D is basically a defaulter. India का rating according to Moody's is Baa3 and as per Fitch it's triple B plus and as per S&P it is triple B with stable outlook. And you won't believe this rating has been almost unchanged for many years, more than a decade now. तो ये rating कैसे आती है ये जानते हैं. There are around 15 to 20 various economic indicators used in the entire calculation. Macroeconomy related कुछ factors like GDP per capita, real GDP growth rate, then government finances related कुछ factors like fiscal deficit, debt to GDP ratio, etc. होते हैं. Then external finances के current account deficit and foreign exchange reserves related parameters रहते हैं. And last में कुछ qualitative factors भी इसमें add किए जाते हैं like political stability, growth outlook, etc. So for a very long time हमारे public finances यानी fiscal deficit as a percentage of GDP and public debt to GDP ratio बहुत ही ज्यादा थे. इसके लिए हमारे ratings upgrade नहीं होते थे. But in the current budget, the finance minister has committed to reduce the fiscal deficit to 4.5% by financial year 2026. And that's why now the government feels that it is time for rating upgrade. You can see this chart how the ratings have not changed at all despite robust economic growth and implementation of big bang reforms in the last decade. But Moody's senior vice president, Sovereign Risk Group, Christian D. Guzman in an interview said that, but I think we need to bear in mind that before the pandemic, before we downgraded India to Baa3 at Baa2, deficits were much more narrower. Debts were lower. So we are not quite at point where we think that India deserves a return to Baa2 just yet. Many experts believe that credit rating agencies need to change their methodologies or assumptions when they analyze a developing country. In Economic Survey 2021-2022, there is a whole chapter dedicated to this. But what if we get an upgrade? Let's say from the B category to A category. What will happen? First thing is reputation. मार्केट में इंडिया का नाम ऊंचा होगा एंड दैट विल इटसेल्फ अपलिफ्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट सेंटिमेंट्स. दूसरा फायदा इंडियन कंपनीज का होगा. जो भी रेटिंग इंडिया का होता है, इंडियन कंपनीज का रेटिंग भी उसी के अराउंड होता है. यूजुअली इट कैन गो अप बाय 2 नॉचेस. मतलब इंडिया का रेटिंग ट्रिपल बी माइनस है तो इंडियन कंपनीज मैक्सिमम ट्रिपल बी प्लस तक जा सकते हैं. यस, कितने भी उस कंपनी के फाइनेंशियल्स अच्छे हो, ज्यादा अपग्रेड्स उस कंपनी को नहीं मिलते. सो अगर इंडिया का ही रेटिंग ऊपर चला गया तो ऑटोमेटिकली अच्छी कंपनीज की रेटिंग भी अच्छी हो सकती है. दैट विल रिजल्ट इन लोअर बोरोइंग कॉस्ट एंड दैट इज इन इटसेल्फ अ थर्ड पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट. जितनी रेटिंग अच्छी उतने कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पर हम बोरो कर सकते हैं. And that will mean Indian companies can borrow at lower cost when it wants to raise money in the overseas market. And last but not the least, capital flows. बाहर से इंडिया में पैसा ही पैसा आता रहेगा. Foreign investors will pour in more money in India and not just in equity markets but also in debt markets. So, even today, rating agencies are shying away from upgrading India. अगले 2 साल के अंदर तो most likely हम upgrade हो सकते हैं because of these reasons. Number 1, India has never defaulted on any loan. Number 2, bulk of our debt is in Indian rupees. Number 3, macroeconomic health and adequate forex reserves, and last but not the least, being the highest growing economies in the world. What do you feel about it? If you like the video, do share this with your friends and do not forget to subscribe to ICICI Direct.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.